Hey, what's up guys? Beat Up coming at you here with another video. And today's video is going to be an informative video. If you're a new subscriber, welcome to the channel. And if you're an existing subscriber, welcome back to the channel. And if you're not a subscriber yet, go ahead and click on that link there in the lower right hand corner of your screen to subscribe to my channel. So you're notified anytime there are new videos by clicking that bell icon also. So today's video, you guys, is going to be in regards to, basically, I'm trying to save as many lives as I possibly can. And for those of you guys who do not know, I have been diagnosed back when I was 21 with stage 2 malignant melanoma, which is the most fatal form of skin cancer you can possibly have. And just a couple months ago, I was re-diagnosed with malignant melanoma. So this has been an ongoing battle I've been dealing with now for 11 years, excuse me. But yeah, guys, cancer for me has been both a blessing and a curse. And I say a curse because it's just, something that was always very weighing on the back of my mind, like being scared that I'm going to end up dying from this. But then it's also been a blessing too, that I'm able to educate people on what to look for in terms of any spot that might look suspicious on their body. And yesterday was a very big day for me, as I was actually on the news with my oncologist, Dr. Wachowski. So I'm going to show you guys our news broadcast just to educate everybody here the most I can about being preventable when it comes to preventing yourself from ever getting malignant melanoma. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and show you what he has to say.
Thanks, Tammy. Today's tournament is benefiting OHSU's War on Melanoma. And here to tell us more about the devastating disease, we welcome to the show from OHSU dermatologist Dr. Alex Wachowski. Alex, first of all, Doc, let me ask you this. How prevalent is melanoma in Oregon?
It's a serious problem. So Oregon leads the nation in the top 10 for melanoma incidents, so new occurrences of the melanoma skin cancer, and also in melanoma death rates. In fact, skin cancer as a whole is the most common human cancer that is out there. It's a serious problem because 1 in 5 persons will get a skin cancer in their lifetime.
Tell me more about the OHSU's War on Melanoma.
Absolutely. So the OHSU War on Melanoma is an outreach effort to do a variety of different things, starting with education and awareness that this disease is a problem. But now, through this tournament that we're doing today, we're improving our access to care. So
that's super important. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but sometimes when you call a dermatologist, if you don't already have one, it can take months to get an appointment.
Absolutely. It used to be 3 months, but now because of the COVID pandemic,
right,
it's about 6 to 9 months waiting time. And this is a serious problem because if the patient has a mole of concern, or a person has a mole of concern and they don't come in at the right time, it can be devastating and even fatal.
Where did your passion for melanoma come in?
It started a long time ago when I was in my second year of medical school. I had a friend who had a mole of concern around the belly button, and he actually didn't want to go and get it checked, but I kind of recommended we should go get it checked out, and we did that. This was in Europe at the time, and then a resident doctor, took out a tool called a dermatoscope and touched the mole, and I asked if I could take a look at it. And when I did, I was really amazed because with that particular tool that we use at OHSU, and it's a standard in dermatology called a dermatoscope, I was able to see so many new colors and structures that were not visible with the naked eye.
Wow.
So my passion started from the very beginning.
Oh my gosh, and I understand that you found the smallest melanoma ever.
That was recently, yes. So at OHSU Department of Dermatology, we use a tool called the reflectance confocal microscope. It's a virtual biopsy that we can use at the bedside. It's completely painless, and it lets us see the cells at the bedside. So recently we had a patient who came in with a lesion of concern on the cheek, and I did an entire scan with the tool called the reflectance confocal microscope, and we found what has been confirmed to be the world's smallest skin cancer, less than 1 millimeter.
Wow, that's incredible. And early detection is key to saving lives.
Absolutely. So unfortunately, with melanoma skin cancer, if it's detected late, the melanoma survival rates are as low as 24%. But there is good news, actually
right,
excellent news.
Right.
If you diagnose it early, survival rates approach 99%. So the key is early detection.
Right, absolutely. So let's let's say you want to give someone advice on how to tell if a mole is really something more serious.
Absolutely. So first, starting with the facts, over 50% of skin cancers, including melanoma, are first detected or identified by the patient, the person, their family member, friend, or their neighbor.
Right.
So with the naked eye. So first of all, if you have a mole of concern, reach out to your doctor, whether it's a primary care doctor or dermatologist, and send them a photo. Now, traditionally, patients are able to send a photo with a smartphone, but unfortunately, we cannot see everything so clearly with a smartphone camera.
Right.
So it's important to send that photo at least to the doctor and request additional information to get triage, to get a biopsy.
What should I look for?
Yeah, so if you're using the naked eye, you should be using the ABCD criteria. So asymmetry, irregular borders, a variety of different colors, and a diameter larger than 6 millimeter. But remember, we just found a melanoma that was less than 1 millimeter. So they can, what we want to catch them early, right? So there's a tool that dermatologists use. It's called a dermatoscope. This is the tool that you actually touch the skin and look through it. These tools are now available at OHSU. We have a loaner program where we can lend these devices out to patients in a virtual setting to basically take a medical grade image like you're in office from the convenience of your home.
Can you get melanoma even if you haven't been a sunbather, that you don't lay out in the sun or you don't play in the sun?
Yes, you can. So contrary to the thought that sun exposure only causes melanoma, that is a major component.
Right.
It's also genetic. So some people get it without even exposing themselves to the sun. Oregon, although today we have a beautiful day for the golf tournament, generally it's cloudy. So people think, oh, I'm not exposed to the sun, I don't have a risk. The UV rays still penetrate through the clouds. And what's worse for skin cancer is something called intermittent sun exposure, which means on and off. Unlike somebody who lives in Arizona or Texas or California, for example, they have consistent sun exposure at small doses. This is not as bad as having no sun exposure, going out when it's sun is shining, getting a burn, and having intermittent sun exposure. This is much worse damage to the skin.
Wow. Doctor, thank you so much for all the work you do. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right, to learn more, just head to our website at KQ.com.
Okay, guys, so there's my doctor segment. I'm going to go ahead and skip through the commercials there. I really hope that you guys were able to learn something from him for what he had to say and everything. Like I said, this video today is really to let folks know, just to educate them on how to prevent yourselves and your kids, you know, husbands, wives, boyfriend, girlfriend, neighbors, anybody out there from getting malignant melanoma. Be sure to check, you know, the bottoms of your feet, hands, everything, because melanoma could be anywhere on the body, and it's actually what Bob Marley died from, if you guys didn't know. Little fact for you, he actually had malignant melanoma on the bottom of his foot. So you want to be sure to check that too. And then I'm gonna show you guys my little segment. I'm just waiting until I pop on the news here, just so you're not seeing all the commercials and stuff. But I was able to share my battle with cancer yesterday on the news, which was really, really a major memorable experience for me, and something that I'm very blessed I'm able to do. My doctor says I may be able to actually be with him, or I'm going to be with him on Good Morning America, and potentially too, we may appear on the Ellen DeGeneres show. So stay tuned, guys. That's going to be nationwide, so you guys are all going to be able to see that from home. But here we are with my little segment. Now that our commercial break's over and they're just golfing, the newscast.
Our next guest knows firsthand just how difficult
Here we go.
melanoma is to detect. We welcome to the show Melanoma Survivor, Brittany White. Hi, Brittany.
Hi, Ellen.
First, yeah, you bet. Tell me how your melanoma was detected, because it's an incredible story. You were not a sun worshiper.
Correct. So I had this very small mole on my forehead up here since I was about 11 years old.
Since you were 11, you had it, okay?
Yeah, since I was 11. And then when I was 21, I had noticed one day overnight that the mole had became pitch black, like the color of tar when I was doing my makeup.
Wow. Okay, and so from there, you, had an earache and you went to the doctor?
Correct. Yeah, I had an ear infection. And so I went to the doctor, and that point, I didn't even mention the mole, to my doctor, because I thought, I never am in the sun or anything, so there's no way this will be cancer. And at the appointment, she actually was the one to say, hey, I don't like the look of that mole. Do you mind if we biopsy it? And I said, sure. And at that point, she said about 99% of the time, it will come back as non-cancer.
Right.
And then that next day I get a phone call saying it's serious cancer.
Wow. So then they found it in your ear though too, right?
Not in my ear.
But that's why you went to see the doctor for the ear infection, but then she found the mole.
Exactly.
What happened since then?
So since then, I've had melanoma again, pretty recently actually, and so I am seeing Dr. Witkowski up at OHSU, who's phenomenal, using a lot of good technology to be able to try to detect anything early.
Okay, and so where was your latest skin cancer?
On my back, which is always covered by a shirt.
Right? Isn't that something? So do they think your melanoma is genetic?
That's what I'm going to be getting tested for next month, yeah. They
Okay.
believe there could be a genetic component to this, since I've had a lot.
I mean, melanoma can spread pretty quickly, right?
Very fast. The one on my forehead was stage 2, spreading to a lymph node in my neck next.
Wow. So tell me about the SCLIP. There's a tool that is really interesting and very valuable called the SCLIP. Tell me more.
Yeah, so the SCLIP device is basically extremely handy, and what it does is it attaches to your camera on your phone, and that way you're able to take a picture of any mole that you have a concern about, and it takes a picture in high definition. You send it to your dermatologist via MyChart, and they will let you know if it needs to be biopsied or if it looks to be okay. So it's super awesome because it's portable. You know, you always have your phone on you anyways.
Right.
So
What advice would you give viewers? I mean, since you didn't really worship the sun, how do you live your life differently now since the melanoma diagnosis?
well, I would say, Helen, to be doing a skin check.
Yeah.
Have either a partner or yourself be just doing skin checks, and if you notice any change of a pre-existing mole or any new mole pop up,
Yeah.
please don't hesitate to get into your doctor to have it looked at, just to be safe than sorry.
I bet that you are always checking out your friends, aren't you?
And strangers, yes. And strangers at the store or
Yeah.
something too.
You'll say, I think you should get that checked out, right?
Yeah.
I totally get that. I've done that too, so I totally understand. I'm glad you're doing so well.
Thank you so
You know,
much.
that's awesome.
And be wearing sunscreen.
Wear
That's the other
sunscreen.
thing I can let people know. Wear sunscreen. If you have kids, make sure you're applying it on your kids, and wear a wide-brimmed hat. And
Right.
yeah, UV protectant clothing if you're going to be in the sun for a prolonged period
Yeah,
of time.
absolutely. As we heard from Dr. Witkowski. Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it, Brittany. All right, well,
Okay, folks, so that is my, let me zoom out here. That is my little debut. Just trying to educate everybody who lives in Oregon and Washington, Pacific Northwest, about how they can prevent malignant melanoma, as this was not like a national news broadcast. But the SCLIP device that I keep referring to, this is what the SCLIP device is, and it's what my dermatologist, oncologist, Dr. Witkowski, he actually patented this. And so what it does is it takes high grade definition photos of any mole that you may have of concern, attaches right to your smartphone here, which is excellent, and it's as if you're in the office. Very cool stuff, very high technology. So those of you guys who go to OHSU, Oregon Health Science University, if you're not already a patient of dermatology, I highly recommend seeing Dr. Witkowski. He's great. Ask him about SCLIP. He'll get you all set up with it. And yeah, it definitely saves you from getting unnecessary biopsies as well too. So I hope that our news broadcast was informative. I hope that this video was informative for those of you guys who are not even in the Pacific Northwest. I hope that this is informative to you guys too, as melanoma is a huge problem across the whole entire country. So if you are outside, even on overcast days, you know, be sure to wear UV protectant clothing, especially if you're outside on sunny days. But make sure that you're wearing like sunblock. Even if you don't have a family history of malignant melanoma or any other form of skin cancer, it could still affect you. Like when I got mine, I had no family history, never had it before, very young, and it's very rare. So it just goes to show that anyone can get it. So I hope once again, guys, that this video was informative. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. And feel free to send me any comments on suggestions on videos that you want to see. I'll keep you guys updated what my genetic panel comes back as next month. And if I do have to start any sort of chemotherapy, we will find out in December with that once I go to Kirkland, Washington. So I will end up finding out what I need to do for my immune system. So thanks again, guys, and I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Until the next one. Bye, guys.